Hey guys, Andy here. Welcome to a game called If One Thing Changed. Uh, I have no idea what the fuck I downloaded it. It just and I don't remember anything. So you know me. If you watch my videos, you know how this goes. So I am just gonna jump right in. Let's check that out real quick. No. Okay, let's go. No volume control. Uh, okay, let's adjust my volume real quick. Okay, that should be good. This story may contain situations that you may find uncomfortable. This story is completely fictional and is not based on experiences neither I or anyone I have ever met. If you are sensitive to realistic situations, I would not recommend you play this game. There are no images, just music and sounds. Headphones recommended. Gotcha. Mom and Dad are fighting again. It feels like every day now, and obviously it is about me again. Why does it feel that this is always my fault? That I've done everything wrong? It really feels as it was not long ago that all three of us were happy. Sweetie, it's dinner time. I love food. Always have. Looked forward to all meals and snacks and candy. I quickly ran to the table. As I sat down, a plate was set in front of me. Son of a bitch, I got something in my eye. I can't fucking see. Mashed potatoes, peas, and a juicy pork chop was placed in front of me. I love mashed potatoes and Dad's famous pork chops. Really, any kind of meat. But his pork chops were my favorite. Peas, on the other hand, I did not really like. I pushed away the plate, leaving only peas spread across the plate. Moving them around doesn't count as eating. Eat them as well, so you'll grow up smart and pretty. I pushed away the plate with only the peas remaining. Honey, you need to eat those to help you become a very smart girl. Eat your peas, don't eat your peas. Personally, I don't really give a shit about peas. I mean, I can't eat them. I can't, or I'm not, I don't know. I eat peas, but I don't really care for them, you know? I mean, I'll eat them if they're there, but I won't eat them just because. I'm gonna go ahead and eat the peas, I guess. I never liked peas, but they were never that bad. Exactly, they're not that bad. I don't think, do they even have a flavor? I usually had a fit over them. But I believe my mother when she said it would make me smart. I was such a gullible child, but it made Mom smile. I remember school being a different story. I was cute, but also kind of a tomboy. There's this one time, once at school during recess. I can see this is going obviously fucking well. Boy, do I miss having those. The time to play and run around when no one would tell you that you had things to do. Hey, come play with us. I was so surprised. I was new in this school. I thought I was already making friends, which made me happy and, well, eager to please. I was more than willing to follow my new friends over to a couple others, over to a couple other children at the side of the school. Once I got there, they were gathering small rocks for whatever reason. Oh, Jesus. This isn't going to end well. So I joined in to help gather rocks. I didn't know how it happened, but we changed from collecting rocks to throwing them. Next thing I knew, a window was broken. It wasn't me. Hell, I didn't even throw a rock yet. Next thing I heard was, I can't get in trouble. My mommy will be so mad at me. Please, say you did it. You're my best friend. Please, fuck you. I never had a best friend before. Teacher rushes over to us, almost screaming. Are you kids okay? Who broke this window? Why were you kids throwing rocks? You're in so much trouble. He rattled on so quickly. I couldn't follow how angry he was. I had to decide quickly. Take the blame, tell the truth. No, fuck you. I'm not taking any goddamn blame. She threw the rock, I said, as I pointed to my new friend. Yeah, fuck her. Fuck her. As soon as I did, the other kids pointed in agreement that it was her. The last thing I remember of that was the pain of her screaming, I hate you. I hate you. You're not my friend, bitch. I never was your friend, but fuck you. Those words echoed in my head, and it hurts to think that I betrayed a friend. But I was just telling the truth. Why did it hurt so much? Bright light. Thinking back, I was usually alone. I had very few friends. But I always trying to outdo what I saw others do. Jungle gyms, monkey bars, swings. Oh yes, I loved swings. It was where you would find me most of the time. I remember kids jumping from the swings from as high as they could to see how far they would go. And when they were done, I always felt I could do better. One day, I did. That day, after the kids left, I went over and decided to cop them. But for some reason, it wasn't enough. I got on the swing and went as hard as I could, as high as I could. I wanted to fly. I closed my eyes and I felt the rush as I flew up and down, back and forth, the wind rushing past me. That is when it came to me. Let go, don't let go. We're gonna let go because that seems to fine. I wouldn't do that because, I never cared much for heights, but let's see where this goes. At the highest point, I let go. And I flew, the wind rushing past, my heart aflutter. Then I opened my eyes. I made a mistake. I didn't think. I was a kid after all. I failed to remember that I would have to land at some point. I screamed as I let down from what felt like miles. Seconds felt like minutes. I watched the ground come toward me. Oh, Jesus Christ. I couldn't remember much. Adults running towards me, sirens, blood, and pain. The pain. 8 weeks. 8 weeks I was in those casts. I broke an arm and a leg. Must have cost my parents a fortune. But I got hurt so badly, and they put me on some pill. I couldn't feel anything. Pain, emotions. For one of the best feelings of my life, it took a heavy toll. I never got on a swing again. Wow. I feel like my childhood was awkward. Still, seemed rather normal, though. My teenage years, on the other hand, were scarier. Once I hit puberty, it wasn't all angst, hatred, and boys. Well, maybe a boy. My teen years were very memorable. It brought me far more than I expected when I reached high school. I still was not very social, but somehow I managed to get a boyfriend. Oh, Jesus, I don't think that's going to go well either. Everything went so fast, yet felt slow at the time. Just a blink, and it was all gone. But that day, I could never forget. We hadn't dated long when he invited me to a party. He was only a year older than me, so it's not anything special. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I know where this is going and I don't like it. I hope it's not going where I think it's going. Here's mature, it's going where I think it's going. When we arrived, it was different. Not what I remember a party to be. The air was thick, almost unbreathable. Everywhere I looked, there were kids of all ages. And I mean, there were kids that looked like middle schoolers. They were all kissing, making out, smoking. I was curious and yet disgusted at the same time. Despite knowing it was bad, I wanted to try it. I wanted to fit in. And my curiosity, no sooner do I think that than he came back with booze, and I think it was a cigarette of some kind. He offered both to me. Take them or refuse them. Oh, Okay, there's one lesson my parents always taught me, even when I was younger, is that if I wanted to drink, like, even if I had the opportunity to drink or smoke or do anything, it was never do it at somebody else's place, never out in public. Always, and this, I'm not saying for anyone else to do it. This is what I was told because they didn't want me to, like, get in major trouble. And say if I was going to do anything, to do it at the house where they know I was safe, you know? So I'm going to refuse them because even now I only drink very rarely out in public. Last time I drank was at a concert I went to, and it was just a small screwdriver, and it wasn't that great. So I don't drink in public. I don't smoke at all. So there's no way in hell I'd ever do that. After I refused, I was too good for all of this. Yeah, that's the way it fucking goes. People started talking, and I started to get overwhelmed. I needed to step outside for a bit. After getting some fresh air, I realized that he never came to check on me, which made me a little upset. So I went to find him, and I did. I should not have done that. He was all over another girl. It was devastating. They were almost half naked. Ah, great. But in the middle of the party, with dozens of people around, how could anyone? He noticed me standing there, mouth gaping open. And the first thing he said, I just couldn't believe it. I thought she was you. You said you didn't have a girlfriend. I did get some sense of justice when she slapped him. That was it. I walked home in the cold by myself, crying. My mother caught me as I entered the door, and we had a long talk. She told me so many things that made me feel better about her experiences at my age. But it still made me have trouble every ever trusting a guy again. I can't say all my memories were bad, but it never seems to be the good ones I remember. I wonder why that is. If anyone knows, please let me know why we remember the bad memories more than the good ones. Shopping with what friends I did have was always a blast. We ate food, got clothes, drove over cute guys as they walked by. It was always good fun until we had a few new people join our small group. We met them one day at the mall. They were way too cool for us. I don't remember how they friendship began, but I know how it ended. The last time I ever enjoyed shopping, it seems like a distant memory after what happened. Dark chocolate is my favorite. I was spending all I had for my stash at home. It was running low. After I gathered my hoard, I turned to our new friends and saw them sticking stuff in their pockets. They were signaling me to come over. I didn't know why they were stealing. Oh, but I had an idea. Hey, grab a couple of these. My pockets are full. Mine too. Hurry up, and don't worry, we do this all the time. I know this is wrong, but it sounded exciting. Something to brag about. A story to tell, even if it is small. That does look tasty. Again, I'm not gonna lie. I am a pretty. I think I'm a somewhat decent person. I have never stolen from a store in my life. Ignore the pause and when I said store. I've never stolen from a store ever. I I've seen people go to jail over it. I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna go to jail for stealing some small ass shit. And candy, we don't fucking need candy. You can't. Okay, I know this sounds weird coming from me. I'm a firm believer. I guess if you need to steal to like eat food, like actual food and bread and stuff like that, that I can sort of get behind. But if you're stealing shit like candy and like crappy ass jewelry and shit like that, there, don't fucking do it. Okay, don't fucking do it. The next thing I know, a couple of mall cops come up behind us. We're then escorted to some room in the mall. After they lectured us and made a few phone calls, we waited for our parents. I just couldn't believe that this happened. My parents still bring it up even now, and it's just not fair. I was banned from the mall for life. The biggest turning point in high school years was not even about high school. It was about driving. I always wanted to drive. I don't like driving. I hate driving. I don't even have my license. I don't like it. So I had the freedom, the speed, ability to get away. Even after my license, I was never allowed to use the car, or so it seemed. I got my chance when I least expected it. A drive-in movie. No date. Just me. The fresh air. And movie food. Who doesn't love movie food? It's just a night I had no one to watch over me. The movie was a double feature of movies that had been in theaters for a while. So it's to be a long night and I was going to love every minute. My bladder didn't agree. I don't want to miss part of the movie, but I really need to go. And the movie's just getting so good. I was beginning to regret buying the jumbo soda. So, you're learning a little bit more about me than I've ever talked about myself. Hold it. I normally would hold it because, again, oh, I hate public bathrooms. I don't like being out, okay? Let's just leave it at that. But if I have to go, I will fucking go to the bathroom. I hate going to the bathroom. So let's go to the damn bathroom. I couldn't hold it in. I had to go. I jumped out of the car, leaving the door open, and rushed to the restroom. Oh no! I hate public restrooms. After washing my hands, feeling relieved, I headed back to the car. Now, where did I park it? I swear it was over here somewhere. Wait. No. No, it can't be. It's been Stolen? From a drive-in? How? This isn't fair. Why me? Why now? Why? After I calmed my head, I headed back to the food stand to use their phone and explain what happened to my dad. He went off the rails. I was irresponsible for leaving the keys in the car, and there were no security cameras at the drive-in. Police never found the car. My dad said the insurance wouldn't cover it. Just another simple choice gone horribly wrong. I can't even scratch the surface of my experiences. But some of the biggest things happen when you have to be an adult. After high school, I was forced, well, not forced, I was suggested to get a job. Parents are such a pain. Well, it wasn't a bad idea, since I wanted stuff. And that requires money. Though, it took me weeks and what felt like hundreds of applications. I would work anywhere at this point. Finally, the time came. Just as a waitress, but who am I to complain? It was harder than I thought it would be. But I was pretty, according to all the customers, which got me tips. Really good tips. I was making more than I ever thought I would. But as the weeks went by, it seemed like my checks were getting smaller. I tried to bring it up to the owner, my boss, and he just kept brushing me off, saying that I am getting paid for what I work. I told my parents. They told me to keep track of my own time. I wanted to trust my boss, but I kept track anyway. My next check was even lower than before, and my record showed that I should have been paid more. A lot more. I brought it to the attention of the boss when I was off, and he responded with all these wild excuses. I tried to fight him on it, demanding my money. You're replaceable. Complain again and you're fired. He walked out of the office for a break, which he did 40 times a day. I noticed something after he left. The safe was open, with a bunch of cash. I worked hard. I wanted what I earned. Now I was going to take it, then find another job. I gotta steal? Fuck. I would never. Even if I. Even if you. Oh god, I don't even know how to fucking explain it. Take what you're owed, take more stuff your pocket. Shit. I'll take what I'm owed, I guess. I mean, I'm not certain about this, but I don't have any other choices. I took what I thought owed to me. Didn't want to steal, but I wanted what was mine. Left my apron, told everyone there I quit. It was enough to get me by, at least while I found a different job, which eventually did with better pay and a great boss. I feel a bit bad, but I don't regret what I did. With all things in life, I remember the scariest moment of my life. Met a guy and he asked me out. What a beautiful night and such a great date. He was charming, romantic, caring, everything you would hope for. At the end of the day, he offered me a ride home. I declined. I wanted to walk home on such a great night, but shortly into my walk, things changed. I saw something off in the distance near an alley. A kid who was waving his arms at this homeless man. I decided to do a little investigating to what was going on. Though, as I got closer, I saw he had a gun. He was waving a gun around at the man. Is it real? Wait, is he robbing the guy? How dense am I? Of course he was. Hide and called the cops. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't have a gun on me. My first response would be to shoot him. Uh, hide and call the cops. I stayed back and silently called the police. Tried to make sure I was hidden. I wanted to be far away. I wanted to leave. But I barely could dial a phone, let alone run. While on the phone with the police, I watched as the poor guy cowered in fear, but still refused to give what little he had. This seemed to piss the kid off even more. Suddenly, the homeless man jumped at his attacker. My heart stopped. I watched the homeless man's body fall to the floor. His shooter rummaged through his body, then ran off. I dropped my phone with 911 on the line, ran to him as fast as I could. There was no point. Lifeless. Motionless. He was dead. Could I have done something? As everyone was running around, I couldn't keep track of anything. Just stood there motionless as the sirens and lights surrounded me. I was questioned for a while about the description of the shooter, but only to find out that my memory couldn't recall anything but a vague description. All that was crossing my mind, that image was burned into me. It took me weeks to recover, and I still haven't gotten over it. My parents described me as completely inconsolable. I felt like I could have saved them. I can't escape how much trouble I feel like I've caused everyone. Mostly my parents. Being an adult has never made me want to be a kid again. Every day you wish you could just be carefree and irresponsible again. That's it. Screw being an adult. I went and got drunk. I mean, everyone. Did not care what gender. One guy offered to buy me a drink. I was not going to pass that up, which was unknowingly one of the worst decisions of my life. Something was wrong. I was not okay after that drink. Everything started feeling weird. I think I was dread. The night just got worse from there. He got me into a cab, heading somewhere. I was not in control of myself. I wanted everything, but wanted to get away at the same time. My brain made me relive all of my bad experiences. All at once, and I was shutting down. And being dread didn't make it better. The thing I could recall is that he was touching me. It all changed. I wished I was good and did everything right. Couldn't move. Couldn't scream. Couldn't fight back. This is all my fault. Somebody save me. The cab driver, barely after we started moving, he slammed on the brakes, looked back and asked me if I was okay. I could barely shake my head. Apparently it was enough. The cab driver busted out of his door and ripped the guy out of the back. Punched him out cold in one shot. This cab driver, I have no idea what he looked like. And it didn't matter. He saved me from a horrible experience. Before I passed out, he managed to find out where I wanted to go, with the barely audible voice I had. To my parents. Do I go home by myself, or I'm gonna go to my parents? He took out my phone and called my parents. I couldn't stop him even if I wanted to. My parents gave him their address and then he dropped me off. Parents helped me inside and took me to my old room. I haven't been here in so long. It almost looks unchanged. I felt safe and fell asleep. My mother woke me in the afternoon. I started to cry about what had almost happened. Mother talked to me for the rest of the day. Later that night, my dad brought me one of his famous pork chops. And it was the best fucking pork chop ever. I love my parents. They have taken such good care of me through everything. I can never thank them enough. But that is when it all happened. When everything changed. It had to have been years now. It's hard to keep count like this. Just a normal day coming home from work. Nothing special. I live close enough to walk home every day. Only a few blocks. I occasionally pick up a coffee. Waiting. The sign changes to walk. I start crossing. About halfway into the street. Oh, Jesus. Since the accident, I'd been in a coma. But I can hear everything. Every word the doctors have said. Every single thing my parents fought about. I wish I could tell them one last time. I am so sorry for what I put them through. My parents are still fighting. It's all about the money. Me being a burden. And that they can't afford the care I need. Even the doctor's saying that I won't be coming out of this. And at this point, I don't think I want to anymore. But it's not like I have a choice. And I can hear them. I don't get one now. They're coming. If I had one wish, I want to tell them thank you. And that I love you both. So, bad end. Oh, of course I get the goddamn bad end. Why would I get anything else? That was really good. Holy shit. That was fascinating. I loved it. Yeah, that was If One Thing Changed. I had to look at Bandicam to see what the name of the game was called. Uh, that was really fucking good. I really enjoyed that. Um, I don't know what to say. I mean, I think everybody wants to experience that one change that they could make. I mean, for me, if I could, I would redo my entire life to see how it turned out. I enjoy my life right now, but I kind of want to see what would happen if I did something different. If I did better in school, if I finished college, and if I didn't work in retail. I'm curious to know what happened. I enjoy my life right now. I work for a magazine. I do YouTube. Um, but I would definitely do my romance life a little better. I mean, holy shit, that's been the worst thing I've ever. It's been my one. I don't know how to say it. It's My love life has been really shitty. You know, if you haven't read Lucky, you should read it by now. But holy crap, that was a good ass game. I enjoyed that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, consider consider supporting me on Patreon, as well as on VidMe. I occasionally upload on VidMe every so often when I get the chance. I'm currently uploading To the Moon on there as a back catalog, and Patreon has a bunch of cool rewards. You can get a movie night with me, behind the scenes videos, fun stuff. But yeah, this is If One Thing Changed. I'll see y'all really fucking soon for some more kick ass content. Bye for now. Bye for now.